What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I've got another very important AMC update to bring to all of you this evening. So what we're going to be talking about in this update is a little bit of the technicals on some of the longer time frames, specifically for AMC, because there are some really important things starting to happen. Now, in addition to this, we are seeing all-time high shares estimated to be sold short, all-time high shares on loan, short interest climbing, cost to borrow climbing on both AMC and GME, that we have to take a look at that as well. We're going to be taking a look at the potential for a gamma squeeze coming into the end of this week and going into next week's trading week, which is a monthly options expiration period. But then we have to talk about two very important things. Ken Griffin has made a very, very interesting move that we can kind of go through the logical reasoning as to why he is doing this, and it has to do with some of these SEC crackdowns that are potentially coming this week that we are going to talk about with payment for order flow. So before we get into all of that information, if you enjoyed the information and analysis that I provide for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it really helps us out a whole lot in getting this information out to as many people who want to learn. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are almost at 80,000 subscribers, and I can't thank you guys enough for it. So make sure you guys go down, hit that subscribe button if you have not already, and turn notifications on. So what we're looking at on AMC today, we closed the day at $13.07, up 9.37%, a very, very solid day. Now, looking at AMC on some of the longer time frames, in accordance with the 1348 rules and strategy that we have, again, guys, we are going to be coming out with that new curriculum, more trading algorithms for you guys that are absolutely crushing it. We are having real-time options data, and you're going to be able to get some unusual options activity and flow out of that as well. So if you do want to be grandfathered in before prices increase next month, make sure you guys check out that link down below. But when looking at AMC here on this 4-hour time frame, we are seeing this 13 EMA start to curl, hunting for that 1348 cross. We just saw the MACD flip today, and again, you guys kind of know the deal at this point. I'm waiting for that momentum above the 200 EMA to really give us a signal, in my opinion, for me personally, to start entering into some call positions. So that is what I'm looking for specifically, and I think it's very possible that we do end up seeing those things coming in the near future. But again, we do have CPI data coming out on Friday, and then we are going to be having the Fed next week. So we are going to get another rate hike, so it's going to be very interesting to see how these things start to play out. Now, when we come over to AMC's Ortex here, we've got 181.85 million shares on loan, 23.47% estimated short interest, 17.19% average cost to borrow, and 26.21% max cost to borrow. The data that we are seeing here on both AMC and GME, which we are going to take a look at, are the highest that they have been in terms of the amount of shorting activity going on in over a year. They are continuously trying to force this thing down, but again, it's been very, very difficult for them to get it sub 10. When we're looking at GME right here, 28.74% estimated short interest, 18 million shares estimated to be sold short. The minimum cost to borrow on GameStop right now, 40.31%, average 189.82%, maximum 244.64%. This data is insane. There's 37.24% of the free float that is on loan right now. The data just keeps getting even more nasty. Now, when we come over and take a look at Stonko Tracker for AMC and kind of take a look at the option chain here, kind of looking at the potential for a gamma squeeze, yeah, we do have more calls in the money than puts this week. We do have a lot of calls out of the money too that could end up running in the money. But again, we're going to need to see more aggressive price movements to the upside in order to really screw over these market makers and force them to go out in the open market and basically inject all of that buying pressure in order to hedge all of these call options that would be running in the money. Now, again, for the next week, we still have a boatload of puts in the money, so we're going to need to get those out of the money. And in order to do that, we would need to see some more price increases. But again, not only do we have a pretty crazy option chain lining up for June right now, but the option chain for July is actually looking pretty interesting right here. There's a lot of open interest on the call side. So we do have a little bit of runway here for a pretty nasty gamma squeeze if, again, these are if this, then that statements, if we start to see aggressive price movements to the upside. Now, let's talk briefly about what we've been talking about with Ken Griffin, Citadel Securities, what they're doing here, what Gary Gensler is trying to do, because there's some conflicting things. There's some things that make a lot of sense, but I want to explain a lot of this to you guys. So remember when Sequoia started to kind of get involved in Citadel, there were two things that we were saying that were going to happen. One, it was possible that Citadel was going to try to go public, or two, they were going to try to get into the cryptocurrency market. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Citadel Securities is building a crypto trading marketplace with Virtue Financial, which is very interesting here. Now, the first thing that I kind of want to say about this is that Citadel and Virtue are the top two market makers in the stock market right now. And they like to say, no, there's so much competition. There's definitely enough competition going on for this order flow. Now they're teaming up in the crypto market, which is making this basically marketplace in terms of order flow even more concentrated, which is not what you want at all. The effort also includes Citadel's recent VC backers, Sequoia and Paradigm, with more trading firms to come, according to a source familiar with the plans. The marketplace is intended to create more efficient access to deep pools of liquidity for digital assets, so a group of industry leaders are working closely together to facilitate the safe, clean, compliant, and secure trading of digital assets. So what they're essentially doing here is they want to become a giant market maker in the crypto space. Now, a lot of people were asking me some questions today about this on the stream that, well, why is this really a bad thing? Now, think about the outcry that has happened against Citadel and Ken Griffin for the amount of essentially limiting price discovery in our market with all these dark pools, these internalizers, and payment for order flow that has been going on in the stock market. And something very, very similar could start to happen with the crypto market as well. This is not what you want to see. You want to see more competition for order flow. Now, here is where the SEC could potentially be stepping in here. There have been a lot of rumors recently over the last 6 months that Gary Gensler was going to do some sort of crackdown on payment for order flow. Now, we did receive some notices this week that this week we could see the all-out ban of payment for order flow in the U.S. stock market. Now, again, the SEC is a government agency. These things are pretty new relatively, these concerns over payment for order flow. So in my opinion, I'm only cautiously optimistic that that would actually happen. But again, anything is possible. So what we're looking at here is the SEC Chair Gensler could restrict payment for order flow this week, what investors need to know. Now, remember that interview from Ken Griffin a couple of months ago where he said that payment for order flow was a cost to him. It's not really a cost. It's more of an investment. If you're able to spend about $1 billion and then generate about, what was it, $5 billion in return from this order flow that they were receiving from brokers like Robinhood. So again, with the potential for payment for order flow to be going away, you're starting to see Citadel and a lot of these other big market makers go into a different market. More than 70% of Robinhood's total revenue in the first quarter of 2022 came from payment for order flow. So Robinhood probably going to end up in the toilet if this ends up happening. And again, we saw Virtue Financial also have some pretty significant sell-offs too once this news started to come out as well. Now, this could end up happening tomorrow. So this is something that we got to keep a lookout for. On Wednesday, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Chair Gary Gensler is speaking at the Piper Sandler Global Exchange and FinTech Conference at 12 p.m. Eastern. And Gensler is expected to detail plans to overhaul the way retail investors' orders are routed. Now, again, we're probably going to be listening to this on the stream tomorrow. I wouldn't get your hopes up for it. But again, we are moving in the right direction in terms of payment for order flow. But with the video that the SEC put out recently, they are still clowns in my mind, and they have a lot of kind of ground to make up in order for me to view them in any positive light. So that is going to wrap up this update on AMC, GME, Ken Griffin, and this whole Citadel situation going on right now. If you guys enjoyed the information and analysis that I provided for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it really helps us out a whole lot in getting this information out to as many people who want to learn. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. So I hope you guys are having a great evening, and I will see you guys in the next video.